Well, it's that time of the year. She's out of storage. She's actually looking good. All season in the storage. She still looks sparkling and nice. I'm going to do the beginning of the season service on it. I'm going to go through the little details. We're going to start with removing each of the wheels, pull it all out, clean the bearings, make sure everything is working properly, repack it and close it. Then we're going to move to the engine. We're going to change the impeller, going to clean the filter. We're going to replace all spark plugs with putting the Dielectric grease in it. We're going to drain the oil that I put over the winter season. I'm going to put a new oil. We're going with the Rotella T6 5W40, and we're going to put a new filter, even though the other filter in it is practically new, but I'm just gonna try to unscrew it and keep it for the next season because I never even ran the boat after the new oil change. Well, I did just a bit to drive through the coolant. We're going to charge the batteries. We're going to inspect all the little cables and everything to make sure that the steering is going well. We're going to go in the back. Going to take the deck off. Going to give it a nice clean, little Maui scratches, and do a new oil Teak on it. We're going to check the rudder for any wiggle, and of course the prop, make sure it's okay. It's actually looking great. All the seals. Yeah, we're going to do some nice polish and polymer sealant and top it off with another sealant. I'm going to get to the small details. We're going to do a really deep cleaning to the carpet, trying to remove all those oil changes, the oil stains. Same about all the interior. And I have another subwoofer to install, making sure the sound system is working, depth and the Garmin, and go through the bolts, making sure everything is in place. And I think that's it. We take the swimming deck off, basically pulling and removing one side. I'll do it with two hands. Then I'm gonna do the other one. This one again. And then this whole thing pops out, and then when it pops out, this whole thing just come out. First, you start draining the oil. I took the little oil tube, see that black one there, and I put it through the hole. So now I'm gonna go on the bottom, open it with that, and then drain. Well, I hope that position will work. We got another bolt. Taking that little dude. The oil gonna go slow because the boat is not been running. And I'm just gonna leave it like this. Let it drain overnight. Alright, we are going to change the spark plugs. So it's 4 in one side and 4 in the other. Total 8 for 8 cylinders. Each cylinder need to have its own little spark plug that will give it a little spark so it can go back. I like to keep them organized this way so I know later on which one goes where, even though there's different length into it. This is a spark plug key number 16. Start them one by one. Sometimes it's a little stubborn to get out of the pin. Nothing nothing too crazy. Now we get the new ones. I'm using the AC Delco spark plug. There's a number. That's the number. MR43LTS. And I'm going to prep them all and put some dielectric grease and put them back on. And I need to check what's the torque supposed to be. I'll do that. Important note, dielectric grease, what it actually does, it's a non-conductive, so you should not put it on the thread or anywhere there is actual electric connection. So you do not put it in here on the thread. You can, if you want, to put it slightly on this part or inside the boot. I'm gonna just rub it just slightly in around this area, and the idea is that when you're applying the boot in later in the future, when you want to take it out, you want to make sure it's not going to get stuck and get tore. Now we're going to put the spark plugs back in, and we're going to torque them to 11.1 foot-pound. And then we're going to put some dielectric grease around and make sure we do it the right way. I start with this just to get it in. No torque at all. And then make sure we're 11.1. It's a very light torque. Did I miss this guy? Seems like I did. Okay. And now the electric grease. I'm going to take a little bit of it and start with the inside of the boots. That's the boot. Just a thin layer on the inside of the boots. And again, the idea here is just to make sure it will slide in and out easily and not gonna create any unnecessary spark outside of the spark plug. And then I'm just gonna put a little on the ceramic part this way. There's no surprises. Not on the conductive part. Again, making sure. Beautiful. Then we can start putting them back in. There's a little click comes in as they plug in. Make sure they're right in the right place. And this is the spark plugs. let's see. This is the filter, S5XL. I put oil on the rubber rim, and we're going to put it in here. And we're going to turn it. I'm going to torque it by hand. That's it. That's as much as we can get. Now we're going to fill with oil. I'm using Rotella T6 full synthetic. This season I'm going to do 540 instead of 1540, just for better cold starts. Shouldn't have any difference. Both of them are right on the requirements, way above the requirements. So this one has a little more stability against shear, even though this engine doesn't have very, you know, tight tolerances, so it should be okay. We're gonna fill 5.2 liters. Every one of those is a liter. We need 5.2 of those. Yep, I drip some. That's 4. After adding about 5 liters, starting the engine for a bit, just to run it through the components, get into the oil filter, just a bit because I didn't put any water in it. I'm going to let it settle for a few seconds, and then I'll turn it off, let it sit, check the oil level, and fill it out to the 5.2 liter. Floor cleaning. Done.
Legs laying across my knees. It happened so fast. It was sunset.
So impeller, 4 screws here, either flathead or 8. You take the lid out, you take the seal out, and the last year impeller. I put the new impeller in, making sure you're putting some Vaseline in it so it's gonna come in clean. Put a new seal, close, and ready to go. I like to use Dawn's dish soap. I put a little on it just to make it a little more slick so it can get in. Do not use any engine oil or any other weird type of oil because it will hurt the rubber. You want to use either Vaseline or some dish soap. With a Teak deck, I took my orbital sender. I started with 80, I moved to 120, I moved to 220, and a light quick one with 320. 320 might be an overkill, might make it like a pretty smooth, but I wanted to get a little gloss and shine. I had some layers to remove. It was a lot darker, and when it was dry it was like almost white, so it looks nicer. I did the first layer of Teak oil. I'll wait for it to dry. The sun is pretty strong right now, so I'm gonna wait for it to dry and do another coat and put it back on the boat.
Why don't we leave right now? Tell